Hi guys, how you all doing? Today I will try out my new little microphone. Hopefully it's gonna work well. And I have it forever, but I kind of forget about it. So I'm like, okay, I should try it today. It's kind of windy, and hopefully it will record better this way. We shall see. Hope all of you doing good. Today I will be showing the garden. It's not the prettiest right now, but this is what happens, what can happen in an area where we can get frost freeze. Uh, every plant lover nightmare, but unfortunately it's in our cards. So I'm located at 9B, close to 10A border, and I planted very densely, food forest style, permaculture style. I try to do everything organically, and the main thing is dense. It's like very junglish, and I believe that helped a lot with the cold weather because they help each other. Bigger trees helping the smaller ones, and they have a bigger chance to survive the cold shock. But they did get damaged, and especially the ones that they maybe not as dense as some get a bigger damage. Behind me, it's a Rollinia deliciosa tree. I love this tree. It does not look good right now at all. I'm gonna show you a closer up. There is fruits on it. Surprisingly, even at this time of the year, there is fruit on it right now. But I don't know if it's gonna stay in. Like pretty much at this point, the leaves are curled up, dried up. They all get frost damage, low freezing. It gets really cold. I'm actually happy that this is so much. That's all I see damage-wise. It could be a lot worse. So I keep up my head, and it's gonna be fine. Some, even if it would die, I hope the Rolina don't die though, because this is my sweet baby tree. You also planting. How is your garden doing? I hope didn't get too much damage, and hopefully they will come back. The main thing now, just leave them for now. Don't trim it, and pray, hope for the best. They will come back. So let's see what's going on in this garden. So this is the Rollinia. You can see the curled up, dried up leaves. I have hope for it. Better come back. Yeah, there is, you see a fruit setting on it. I don't know if it's gonna hold it though at this point, because if it stops the photosynthesis, you can see the fruit. The loquat actually didn't take a whole lot of cold damage, thank God. The cacao also curled up and dried up on the top. This is the yellow cacao. It's pretty much ultra tropical. So I'm actually surprised that they did this well after all this cold. And the vanilla orchid, you can see it definitely has a little bit of the crystals, the ice crystals burnt it. The top of the cacao is burnt up, but it helped the lower leaves, which it's very good, because that means the tree is still gonna survive it, I think. Noni was pretty much hidden by the cacao. The ciruelas did not do well at all. You can see the dried up leaves. It's actually funny, I just sent out, before this freeze, I sent out cuttings, very nice cuttings, and I'm happy I did it at the time when I did, because right now they don't look that good. The dragon fruit doing very well. The avocado, this is the Simmons avocado, pushing out flower buds emerging. You can see the flower buds. So it doesn't look too bad. The top got more damage. You can see the brown leaves instead of green, but not terrible. Jujube got a little bit of cold damage as well. This one is the Thai giant. I'm not a huge fan of it. That's one of the trees that I wouldn't get again. Not this variety. It doesn't do very well at my area at all. It's just growing, but never really fruiting too much. So I'm not huge fan of the when there is no production. Oh my gosh! Is that? Oh my goodness! They're already trying to take the coconut. Oh my gosh! Look at this young coconut. The squirrels. I bet you the squirrels. They're already trying to. Oh my gosh! They are something. Look, you can see this is a dwarf banana. It's pretty much fried. Hopefully the leaf will come out green so it can start to photosynthesize and get all right. This coconut cream, the top get burnt a little bit, but the lower part doing very well. Also the dragon fruit, using it as a trellis, doing wonderful. It was hidden from the frostbite. Guava doing pretty good. The mango tree, the pickering get burned. You can see the brown leaf. This is all burned from the cold. The lychee did very good. Just so you know, this one is actually pretty hardy comparing to many others. Look, you can see how green, how lush. The custard apple, so. You can see this one is pretty dried up, but there is also green on the tree. So the top, the crown held the lower part of the tree. And you can see the fruit, it's getting huge, beautiful fruit. That's gonna be a good size of fruit. You can see huge. And there is many other fruit. Let me show you because this is beautiful. Such a pretty fruit. Let me, excuse me. Try to get, yeah. There is more. And then of course the big other, and over there too. This is the first time this one fruiting, so it's exciting. The ever-bearing mulberry coming back, no problem. Didn't take a huge hit. There is still sugar apple on the tree. Now it's a different question if it's ever gonna ripen up good. Probably not. I'm going with the not so much. No, this one is like pretty much mummified, looks like. Yeah. Never had sugar apple on the tree at this time of the year. This is the red sugar apple. All the mulberries. This is the Pakistani mulberry. Doesn't look good. This is the world's best. There was mulberries on it. They also get kind of destroyed in a way. So hopefully it will come back. The orange sherbet mango tree does not look good. I trimmed it back a lot. I wish if I wouldn't. After the fruit, I trimmed it back a lot. This is the Vex Jambu, the red Vex Jambu. Doesn't look good either, but there is some green leaves underneath the top. Moringa did very good. It did not get phased much at all, which I'm actually surprised. It didn't get bothered by the cool too much. But all the annonas pretty much, which is fine because normally they lose their leaves. So it should be fine, technically. The sour sap, the other end, definitely losing all its leaves. This is one of the seedling sour sap. The pumpkin, of course, the soft leaves. This is the Seminole pumpkin. Also done. You can see this is an Annona sasmaniae or beach sugar apple, pretty rare. And I planted it near the sour sap, and I'm so glad I planted it near the sour sap because the sour sap basically helped it. It gave the protection what it needed from the frost. So many of the seeds that I plant, because I plant several seeds, June plum, they did wonderful because they had protection. A microclimate. The bigger trees provided microclimate for them. Look at the June plum. It's so naked. You can see. And this is a dwarf June plum. And I mean, check out the amount of fruit is hanging in here. It's huge. So much all over the place, but it totally lost its leaves. Let me show you. Look at that. There's clusters and clusters of fruit. The bacon avocado did very well. Barely any damage on it. Like I said, these trees were basically towering over it, so that helps a lot. The bigger coconuts, they don't look too bad. The smaller, younger ones took a bigger hit. The pepper plant was covered by, this is the black pepper plant, the avocado tree, so it's all good. The bananas don't look very good. This is the dwarf nyangwa. It's more frost hardy than these bananas. These looking really, really rough. So is the jackfruit seedling. Check it out. Look at how dried up. Oh my gosh, the banana went over to the neighbor and it's pushing a flower right now. What a time to start to flower. Look at that. In the middle, there is the flower pushing. Sherbet berry. Get some damage. The ciruela though, look at it. It's all the way dried. Although that doesn't mean that it's not gonna come back. They are pretty hardy. Now, I did not cover anything. This is the frost damage. I did not cover any trees. They are too big to cover them really, and they just have to fend for themselves. You can see the orchid flowers as well, that it's kind of see-through. You can see here, but it's still not terrible. They're still looking very well. The tree, the loquat helped a lot. The tip of the vanilla orchid, of course, gonna die back. That's pretty normal in this weather. You can see the little several kinds of jaboticaba seedlings doing very well because they had the protection of the loquat. Arazda doing well, get the protection of the Mexican sunflowers. You can see they all died back. So I have to cut them sometimes. They helped a lot though. For the very first cold night, they helped so much. The achachiru, whatever you pronounce it, one of my favorite fruit. And it's doing very well. It got help from the Barbados cherry, there was the loquat, there is a lime, key lime. Look at it. It's flowering profusely right now. I love citrus flower smells, the way they smell. The miracle fruit also doing very well because it was covered by Mexican sunflowers. I am so happy I didn't clear it out. I meant to, but then I get kind of busy and lazy, whatever you call it, and I never did it. Look at the miracle fruit, pegged. And it's perfect because it got the microclimate from the sunflowers. Right now they are all dried up, but lemon drop mangosteen doing well. Same here. Sunflowers protected it. They did their job. What is this? The neem tree, right? Yes, doing well. There was a forest of Mexican sunflowers. Aki, look at the aki. It's a seedling. And the lychee doing well. The tamarind doesn't look very well, but I think it will come back. The lemon meringue mango burnt on the top, but that doesn't mean that it's not. I think it's gonna be fine. What else? Oh, another custard apple. Yeah, this one didn't get as much protection. You can tell the fruit gave up on this one as well. It's kind of soft at this time. You see, it gets frozen. The smaller fruit, but the bigger fruit should be fine. Like I said, I have wishful thinking. The star potato tree, it was absolutely gorgeous. And this one also completely browned off. But on a good note, I can see the new growth here. And the other thing, I'm gonna have seeds coming in so I can use the seeds as well. I wanted to show you something that I just realized today. It made me so happy. Here, look what I found. I'm so happy. Look at that. Can you tell what is it? It's another Annona Tasmaniae that I planted a long time ago and I completely forget about it. I did not remember that I planted it. Oh, look what I found. This has been here for months. Sometimes I lose my tools, and that's why. Because I start to weed and I start to do things, and before I know it, I just leave it there. And I'm sure I'm not the only one with that. And this one is a rose sapote. It did not get phased because the sunflowers were protective of it. The Brazilian red cloak got a hit. You can tell it's dried off, dried back these. But the other leaves are fine. Oh, and I made a video, one of the longer videos of the anato. And look, it's not very cold hardy at all, just so you know. Other than that, the avocado close to the house, doing very well. And there is a Washingtonian palm towering over it, so it did not get phased by the frost because it helped. The big tree helped it a lot. And being densely planted, same with the Barbados cherry, was pretty hardy. And I know they are hardier, but I'm actually impressed that how green it looks like still. You can steal the yucca or cassava, does not look good at all. And this is the jabuticaba, doing very well. I am praying every day for flowers, not yet. For some reason, this papaya did pretty well. So must be cold hardier, or it was helped by these pagoda flowers. You can see what happened with them from the freeze. And this is the red jabuticaba, doing very well. But the avocado tree was towering over it, so that helped. The sugar apple looks pretty beaten up, and the achachairo seedlings doing very well. The rose apple didn't get phased because of the other plants over nearby. Let's see what else. Suriname cherry is doing just fine, no problem. The papayas, the soft leaf ones. This is male papaya. I'm just using it just for the flowers and attracting pollinators to the garden. And you can see that this one I probably have to cut back. The jackfruit though, this is a jackfruit seedling. It's kind of like completely dried out, looks like the leaves. Yeah, pretty dried. I pray it's gonna come back. It was a nice size seedling tree. Very nice size seedling tree. I would have thought that the Washingtonian would have gave a better protection, but no, that wasn't the case. Alrighty, let's see what else in here. Let me show you the egg fruit really quick. This is how it looks like, the top. It's pretty fried, but there is a lot of green leaves underneath. And also, this little tree has one fruit hanging still. And if you never tried egg fruit, it's pretty unique. I really enjoy a good egg fruit. These are the bananas, several varieties. The Lakatan didn't do well, and also the apple banana not responding very well for the cold shock. The jabuticaba doing pretty good, and the savannah cherry is just as beautiful green as it was. So this one is a pretty cold, hardy one. Now this is the chaya. Of course, the soft leaves are done, but I think it will grow back. This is a longan, a kohala longan, and very good when it comes to the cold tolerance, looks like. There's a lot of potted plants like asparagus, doing all right. Figs, I have. This is an Australian king mulberry. It's a green, long green mulberry, and you can see that the leaves are pretty much done. I think they will come back, it will sprout back. This is an ice cream banana or blue java banana, and looks like it will push out green leaves. These are some seedlings, jackfruit seedlings, and they were so beautiful before this cold shock, and look at them now. I'm questioning if will it come back. Well, we shall see in a couple of months, but it will be a shame if they don't. It's very nice, but also it's good to know that they don't really tolerate this zone. And the lakucha, ooh, that one is also get fried. I don't know if it will come back. Vampy, very cold tolerant. You can see it's a delicate young seedling, yet still doing okay. Get a little bit of burn on the leaves, but not too much. And that one is the abiu seedling, doing pretty well. More cold tolerant than what I expected, or maybe just over there. Oh yeah, these are seedlings, these are Rollinia seedlings. They are done. I don't think they will come back. Oh, and there is another seedling, blackberry jam fruit. And this one is the go-to cola. Supposedly it's good for your memory if you eat it. I forget to, my memory is so bad as I forget to eat it for my memory. So I don't know if I have hope for that one. This one is the Monstera Deliciosa, doing very well. The strawberry tree cannot take cold temperature like what we had, like freezing and below freezing. It's very dried up. I think it will come back because I trim it several times in a year and it always grows back, so it should be fine. This is a Gwinnett or Spanish lime, doing alright, didn't get phased because it was protected by the strawberry tree and the Orinoco cooking banana. Otherwise, it can be cold sensitive also. That's pandan leaf. It's good to cook it with rice. And that one is the Australian finger lime. It's supposed to be a red variety. I did see a couple of weeks ago, I did see a couple of flowers on it. I can't find them right now, but I'm curious to see if it's gonna be actually red. I did buy a green variety one, and that actually was red. So sometimes mistakes can happen at a nursery, so that can happen. And it's a very mean bush actually. I definitely let you know that he's there, she's there when you walk by it. What else? Galanga. I have to start to cook with it sometimes with the root. It's supposed to be pretty healthy for you. And also there is a katuk in a pretty good shape still. There is a plantain, is the African rhino. I don't know if it's gonna make it. I hope it will push up a pup, another pup. This one probably done. And to the left, near left, there is a Kokopo banana variety. Very fast fruiting one. Blueberries are almost not there, like there's just little sticks right now. This is the ice cream bean. There's two varieties in the Adrilis. Two varieties side by side. This is the peanut butter fruit. Looking pretty good. The papayas are pretty done here. Oh, this is a seedling, custard apple seedling I planted a couple of years ago, and you can see it's pretty much dried up, uh, pretty much half of the tree. Oh, the sapodilla doing very well. Now there was the pigeon peas giving some help, and this is star apple, caimito. Got some burned from the ice crystals, but not too bad. The brown sugar fruit or sapodilla having a good amount of fruits. There's two varieties on that tree. The Washingtonian helped a lot. For example, with this orchid, it did not get frozen. It's actually pushing out a flower bud. Now, and it also helped a lot with this Key Savoy mango tree. This mango tree didn't get any cold damage really because of the leaves, because of the Washingtonian palm leaves, and it's having some tiny mango fruit sets already. So exciting. This is the first time I'm growing it for a couple of years now. And this is a golden nugget jackfruit. The lower part's looking pretty green. At the top part, it get burnt. The soursop, yeah, that that one doesn't look very good. This one is the mold cold sensitive plant. So if you are in my zone, this will happen. Even in upper zones, lower 40, it would do it. It would lose the leaves. The mountain soursop get damaged too, actually. Oh, the fruit fall off, another fruit fall off. Yeah, that's pretty regular, looks like, because whenever it starts to lose its leaves, the tree is smart. The first concern gonna be the survival. So vegetation growth. Oh, this is a another beach sugar apple, Annona sasmaniae. You can see it looking pretty good because the big soursop was towering over it and provided the microclimate for this little seedling. Uh, chocolate pudding fruit. That's a male. That one is mountain soursop. Oh my gosh, look at the fruits. The soursop. There's more fruits. Now, I don't know if it's gonna. Oh, there is another, right? Oh, very nice. Oh, I wish if it would hold at least one fruit. That would be really nice. You know, I didn't see any of this fruit before. It's just hiding so well when it's green. You can't really see it when they are tiny. Oh, there is another right in front of my face. Oh, yeah. Oh, please stay. And yeah, Dexter is taking a small stick, not so small, to play with. Oh, that's the white sapote, doing very well, took very well. And the passion fruit going all over the fence. It's not burned. It's pretty good looking right now. Oh, this is some of more of the achachairu seedlings. I planted several seeds in the garden. Like I said, it's one of my favorite fruit, and I wouldn't mind to have a whole garden of them growing because that's how much I love them. Same, there is in the pots too, and yeah, that's the look of the soursop right now. I'm I'm lucky because they are mature. Otherwise, they would have probably died if it's just a seedling and there is no protection, no microclimate. The banana, the lacatan was held by the microclimate provided by the pine tree, and the pine tree helped a lot. And then the manzano, or the apple banana, pretty much dying back right now. There is a goji berry growing right by the fence. There is an avocado seedling and a BU seedling right next to each other. This papyrus may gonna come back. Dragon fruit doesn't look very good. Pretty colorless, kind of yellow. And the Grumishama is on its last leg. It wasn't because of the cold. The cold didn't help, but it wasn't because of the freeze. A grub or some grub started to eat the main root. The Mame Sapote doing pretty well. You can see this mango tree. It's a seedling. It looks pretty good. It doesn't show any cold damage at all. It's because of the big pine tree towering over it, so it helps it. I grafted some Malika. I guess I grafted two or three Malikas, I think, on it. But the seedling itself, it's a very good tasting mango. It's kind of like reminds me to peach. Very stringy. I mean, a lot stringier than many of the really good varieties, but the flavor is amazing. The cocoa plum's doing pretty well too, flowering and fruiting. The passion fruit looks pretty overgrown. I have to clear it out. The coconuts on the side where is the big pine tree doing pretty good. I planted a lemon zest a while back, and this is what happened with the ice crystals. You can see the burnt of the leaves. I think it will come back. And the coconuts, it's questionable at this point. It's pretty cold damaged. You can see both of them, especially the one that didn't get any microclimate. To the left there is a soursop. One thing I would like to mention, from why I planted the coconut tree with the soursop close by, you can see how close they are. Neither of them doing very well, but specifically the soursop does not do very well. So I don't think it's just a coincidence. Yeah, you can see the cocoa plums here where there was no protection. It did get a little burned on the powder puff. The other thing the coconut doesn't look good, does it? The one thing I would do very differently, I wouldn't plant the coconut next to the soursop, and also I would plant more cocoa plums instead of the powder puff, instead of the birds of paradise, instead of the coconut next to the soursop. I would plant just uniformly cocoa plums. It would look so much better. And my husband wanted to plant it that way, but I was like, no, it's gonna look so beautiful. And well, now I'm like, oh, I wish if I would have listened. But things happens. I do have some remorse about planting nearby the soursop. You can see the flowers on the cocoa plum. They flower and fruit a good amount. I want to show you really quick the banana, the flower that I saw from inside the garden. You can see the flower bud pushing out, and it came over to the fence. You can see it pushed out the fence, and I tried to cut it back twice or three times, but it always came back, always came back. So I was talking to my neighbor. I was like, would are you how do you feel, like would you like me to cut it off, or would you like to just enjoy the fruit, whatever fruit will bear, then maybe I can just taste it a little bit and most of it would be yours, since it's kind of leaning towards to their yard. And she was completely fine, just leave it. She said don't cut it if you don't want to cut it, and yeah, it will be fine. So I'm like, okay, so this way she's gonna have a nice bunch of bananas soon, well, in a couple of months. If we done with all these freezers, because that would not be yeah, I don't think it would ripen now. So, oh, I wanted to show you this elephant ear alocasia. It's variegated, it's super cute. As always, thanks so much for watching. Push a like if you like the video, and subscribe if you already not and you like plants, and if you're plant crazy like me. I will see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.